The violence erupted early afternoon in Trafalgar Square. Far-right activists had hijacked a protest to protect statues, including that of Winston Churchill.
It's not the majority of the crowd.
Where have you come from?
I've come from East Midlands. There's quite a few of us that have travelled down. We were told not to travel down because the board of the statues up. But to me, it was just an attempt to stop us coming. It's not worked. We're going to pick a little up.
But some of this lot hadn't really come to protect anything. They'd come for a fight. At points, early on, they clashed with some of the Black Lives Matter protesters as police tried to keep the peace. At one point, both groups were in the square, Black Lives Matter at the bottom of the screen and police forming a single line of protection between the rival protesters. Missiles were thrown between the two groups before they were dispersed. The Black Lives Matter group was mostly massing in Hyde Park. Some of the protesters had been just as disruptive last weekend, clashing with police and vandalising Churchill's statue.
Definitely not got home. I will not be intimidated by these fascists.
What will you
I will
do?
not be intimidated by government either. We are here to stand for the people.
The job of the police was to keep these two movements apart. So police have created a sterile area down Whitehall. Beyond that blockade is Trafalgar Square, and that's where the Black Lives Matter group have amassed. And here is the group protecting the statues. You can see the whole of Parliament Square has been blocked off by police. They told people not to come to London. The message was stay away. And clearly, some people have ignored that, but they are fairly small in number. The violence distracted from more peaceful pro-statue protesters, which included veterans such as Tyrone Archer.
It's Winston Churchill, Sir Winston Churchill, and it doesn't. Any statue is actually important to me, whether it's Nelson Mandela or even a slave trader statue. It doesn't matter to me. It's our history. It's what it represents. We wouldn't even be here in this position right now if it wasn't for them.
There were other protests around the country, including a much more sedate affair in Reading.
Walking down the street and a white lady saw me and she crossed over the road and held her bag. And that was quite shocking for me, especially when I had the same bag. But racism, it's rife.
Maybe soon, when I'm an adult and I have children, they won't have to go through what I went through.
There was also a demonstration in Brighton. It was peaceful, but tense. There are legitimate issues at stake here, but one wonders too whether some of this tension and anger is also the steam rising out of months of lockdown. Jason Farrell, Sky News.